What is up, YouTube? It's your boy TrippyShrimp. You know, the TrippyShrimps in all the entire oceans, but we already got that settled down. If you could, guys, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're all new here. But if you are subscribed, hit that alert button, because we're coming out with some great videos, and they'll help you out in your life if you listen and get the facts what I'm trying to put out. This video is kind of, I don't know, it's a good learning lesson. I don't know how I'm gonna go into this, but we'll start with how my life was going about a year and a half ago. And I don't promote the use of drugs. Drugs completely destroyed my life, and I mean that with a fact. About probably a year and a half ago, I'm gonna try to keep, I don't know, just don't do drugs, guys. I'm gonna show you how bad I was and how a DUI really wound up saving my life. A year and a half ago, I was really bad. I was really bad into drugs. Any drug that you guys can possibly think of, odds are I've tried it. A year and a half ago, I was heavily into benzos. Alright? I was into benzos. I was into elephant tranquilizers. I was into, I was doing Quaaludes at the time too. And for those of you saying, oh, this story's made up, Quaaludes don't exist, if you're not a complete idiot, I'm not gonna explain where they come from or anything. They're still making Quaaludes, not the actual ones, but they still produce methaqualone powder. Or I think it's methaqualone powder, or it might be Mandrax. Otherwise, that's not important at all. That's not important at all. A year and a half ago, I was taking about maybe 14 to 16 bars of Xanax a day. And I was going down a horrible path. I was doing oxys. I was honestly doing a little bit of everything. And the reason I was doing it, I don't know, maybe I was stupid, maybe I was young, but it was the group of people I was hanging out with. And you gotta get a good group of people, people who aspire the way you want to aspire in your life. Alright? And I wasn't doing that. I was hanging out with people who were just oh yeah, let's just work. Let's just get part-time jobs, just get really super high after. And the night of my DWI, or the day before my DWI, I was on elephant tranquilizers. I'm sure I was on benzodiazepines, and I was going over to my friend's house. And the one thing my parents told me before I went, they were like, Nick. Oh wait, no, they didn't say it yet. But so I had to go get, or maybe they did say it. They were like, Nick, please don't go out tonight, man. Please don't go out. Just stay home tonight, please. And I was like, no. I was in my mindset. I'm like, no. I want to go to my friend's house. I'm bored. I'm going to my friend's house. So I get in my car, my brand new car. Keep in mind, I had a brand new Infiniti FX35, and I had to get gas. Like I said, I was heavily intoxicated. So I went to the gas pump. I was pumping gas. Everything was normal. As I was pulling out the gas pump, I don't know if you guys know, but they have these cement bars around the gas pumps so you can't hit them. As I was pulling out of the gas pump, my whole, I think it was the right side of my car, hit the thing, and it just indented the whole inside of my car. First thing I do when that happened, I went straight back home. I went to my parents. I was like, oh my gosh, I really, I messed up. I don't know what to do. And they were like, Nick, this is fixable. Honestly, this is fixable. You don't have to go out with your friends tonight. And I was like, Mom, look what I just did. I need to at least have some type of fun tonight. I just screwed up, my brand new car. So, keep in mind, I was saying, I was driving under the influence on benzodiazepines. I was probably high, and I was on elephant tranquilizers. So I go over to my friend's house. Alright? I make it there. Of course, I made it there. All right, no issues, no crashes or nothing. And I get to my friend's house. I have a little bit of everything on me, just like, cause when I have drugs on me, I like to be like, yo, you guys want to like get fucked up, cause that's just the way it was back then. That's the way my life was going. Was like, I just want to hang out with my friends and I just want to get messed up. Like, I had no ambitions. I mean, I was doing YouTube, but like, I legit had no ambitions in my life. I just wanted to get messed up. And this is where this part gets really foggy, alright? Because I give everyone there some of the elephant tranquilizers. My one friend, who I'm not going to name, he wound up driving my other friend's car. Winds up totaling his car. That night, we were doing a whole slew of drugs, right, guys? A whole slew of drugs. And we were just getting messed up out of our mind. And now, I don't really remember, like, us doing a whole bunch of drugs. I don't remember, like, going to my friend's house and what we did there. But you're gonna find out how I knew, like, we were doing a whole slew of drugs. I believe it was the next day. Maybe it was that day. I don't know. But for some reason, my friend was like, Nick, can you take this girl home for me when you leave? I don't know why he let me left. Maybe I just looked sober enough to drive. I'm not sure. But like, if your friend is intoxicated, you don't let him get in a car. Period. End of story. But that's just a life lesson. Don't let your friends drive under the influence. It could not only kill them, it could kill someone else, alright? But me being the drugged up person I was, it's not that I didn't care, I just didn't even think about that. So for some reason, I drove this girl home. Don't remember being at his house, getting fucked up. I don't remember driving this girl home. What I do remember is, legitimately, I was probably 3 minutes away from my house. Alright. I wind up falling asleep behind the wheel. I cross lanes of oncoming traffic, hit a few of these guys' trees, and wind up slamming straight into a telephone pole. And when the airbags went off, I thought I died. I thought I was in heaven. And I kind of like just fell back asleep behind the wheel. The cops showed up. Everything happened. There's a video of me being intoxicated because the cop had like a dash cam or something. I saw it in court. It was not pretty, guys. They wound up, they asked if I could take my blood. I voluntarily gave a blood sample. Don't remember at all going to the hospital to do that. Don't remember the cops talking to me at all. All I remember is the airbag. That's the only thing I can remember from that night. I don't remember being at my friend's house or anything. But keep the story going. Alright, I wound up somehow. I did the blood sample. Got arrested. Spent the night in jail. Parents bailed me out the following day, I believe. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for that. I really probably didn't deserve it, but it means a lot to me. And so about 6 months go by, and I was still using drugs up until the court date. I find a letter in the mail saying, oh yeah, this is your court date. Oh no, well, we're back, we're forward tracking a little. About halfway to the court date, we meet up with a lawyer, because we had to talk to a lawyer. But halfway to the court date, we meet up with this lawyer. The lawyer was like, alright, Nick, so, because we were talking in private, because it was my lawyer, he's like, Nick, the blood work came back, they have the video of you and everything. So he shows me the blood work. All the drugs that were in my system that night, there is marijuana, there was the elephant tranquilizer, I forgot what it's called, it's a messed up drug. They had the Quaaludes in my system, weed, elephant tranquilizers, Quaaludes, and there was cocaine. I don't even remember any. doing any of that. Like I remember probably the weed, the elephant tranquilizers, what was the third thing I listed? Well, I know there was benzos in my system too. There was Xanax or something, and then there was the cocaine. And I never remembered any of that. And I was like, wow, like, okay, like, I'm kind of screwed here. And he's like, there's really, well, he kept telling me there's a chance that they could drop it. I don't know why he kept saying that, because there's no chance in heck they would have dropped the case. So we fast forward a little bit, we get the court date, and I go to court. They sentence me to, I think it was 16 months or a year and a half, 18 months probation. I have a breathalyzer I have to blow into 3 times a day. I have UAs every single month. I have to pay a bunch of fees. My license is suspended for a while. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that went into this DWI. And at that moment in time, I thought like, wow, like my life is ruined. Like I completely screwed up my whole entire life. And I made a video about this. I might have deleted it. I did try to take my own life because I just thought like my world was over. And the day of the court, when I went to court, he's like, you gotta take a UA. Are you gonna be clean? I was like, no sir, I'm not. And he was like, alright, your next drug test better be clean. So that drug test came back dirty for weed. The second drug test came back dirty. No, that's not why I went to jail. It was, I missed too many breathalyzers. My PO was like, Nick, you gotta go to jail. The DUI was clean though. So I spent the weekend in jail. I hated it. I never want to go back there. And if it wasn't for how harsh my PO was and everything, if it wasn't for me even getting a DWI, like even if I didn't get a DWI and I listened to my parents, I'd probably be dead. Like I should have died so many times due to the amount of drugs that I was taking. I was mixing uppers and downers, I was mixing downers and downers, like you name it, I did it. If it wasn't for that DWI, I wouldn't have been sober for when was court? It was probably 7 months. 7 months I've been clean. I haven't been happier in my whole life. I have hope for a future again. That DWI was a blessing for me. If I never have gotten that, guys, you would not be watching me in a video today. I would be dead. Alright? I would be dead. And that's no joke. I should have died so many times. But someone was looking out for me. I really don't know what else to say, like, except, guys, really, drugs can destroy your life. If you hang out with the wrong crowd of people, it will destroy your life. Don't hang out with people who are bad influences on you. Hang out with people who have ambitions and have goals in their life. Like, for real. If you're struggling with a drug addiction right now and you think it's impossible to quit, it's not impossible to quit. I quit cold turkey after that first failed UA. When I failed for weed, I quit everything. There's withdrawals, there's depression, there's thoughts of wanting to kill yourself because you just had no dopamine in there. But you can quit. The best way I can say to help you is just go to a 30-day rehab treatment facility. They taper you off of it. Like if you're doing Xanax or opiates, benzos or opiates, you can't quit on your own. You need to go to one of these places because I had a seizure when I came off of Xanax because of the amount I was taking a day. I don't know. Like, it's always possible to turn your life around. Guys, this DWI is not going to ruin my life. It only made it any better. Because I'm sober and I'm the happiest person I could be right now. I'm focusing on my career. I got huge plans for YouTube coming up. Huge plans. Like, guys, just wait. Like, stuff is going to be popping. Alright? I guess that's it. That's pretty much the story of how a DWI honestly saved my life. I couldn't be more blessed that I got it. Other than that, guys, I really hope you learned something from this video. That's the point of these videos. I want you to learn from them. Other than that, I hope you guys have a magnificent Sunday. This was Trippy Shrimp, the trippiest shrimps in all the oceans. If you could click that like button, click that subscribe button, and hit the alert icon, it helps me out so much. Other than that, this was Trippy Shrimp. I'll see you Monday.